I wanted to be financially independent, but it seemed like even though I had an okay job, it wasn't enough to do the things, not just that I needed to do, but that I wanted to do. And so I decided to start my own business.
I was looking for a job, but I couldn't find. Even applying for the simplest job, they would refuse. I didn't know what to do. I was on GSA.
I was able to do that, and things were moving forward. However, it was a struggle. And as a result, I realized I was starting to get more debts or sink into debts.
To the point that I had to leave the place that I was living, and I was staying at someone's place, sleeping in a sofa in the living room.
Things were really tight. Even though orders would come, it wouldn't be enough to meet the monthly outgoings. And I was in a situation where I didn't know what to do.
I was applying for a job seeker's allowance, and even that, I believed in such a great God, and still I was on job seeker's allowance.
Instead of the business adding to my life, it was like it was taken away, to the point that I felt to give up. It seemed like there was nothing I could do to turn the situation around. I knew that the business itself came in an impossible way. However, it was now becoming a burden, and I didn't know what to do to make the situation better.
When the campaign came, I took this as an opportunity to change the situation, because I knew if I called God's attention, He would answer me.
After the campaign, everything changed in such a dramatic way. I began to have so many orders that even in some cases I had to put some aside.
I wrote on my request, I asked God exactly what I wanted, the salary, the job, and after the campaign, God opened the door for me.
It seemed impossible for me to be financially independent and to have what I needed when I needed.
Now I have exactly what I asked for, the salary, even more, and the position.
I made more within 3 months than I did in a whole year put together of the previous year. Now things are completely different. I managed to clear off thousands and thousands in debts.
It's amazing because we ask for so small, but God gives us even what we don't expect.
I don't owe any of those that are involved with my business anything at all. Things have completely changed, and now for my business the future is very bright.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Finding Answers. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a doubt about yourself? A self-doubt? Have you ever questioned your life? Have you ever wondered why things haven't moved your way? Why your life hasn't been, the way you wanted it to be? We all have doubts at some point. It's that thought that comes to our mind telling us that we're not good enough, we're going to fail, we won't achieve whatever we want to achieve. And have you noticed when you have that self-doubt, that little voice in the back of your mind telling you all of these things, have you ever wondered where that thought comes from? When you have a good thought, when you think positively, why do you think positively? Why do you think things will go ahead? Why things will move forward? Have you ever wondered that? Because doubts are exactly the opposite. When things seem to be going wrong, then we start looking at ourselves. I know that many people, they can point fingers and blame other people. But a majority of us, we tend to look at ourselves. We tend to put ourselves down, and we tend to think that we're not good at anything, or we blame ourselves for things that we don't have. Now, tonight's program, we're going to be talking about doubting your doubts. Have you ever heard of that before? Doubting your doubts. When doubts come, the first thing we do is that we don't doubt them. Actually, our human nature tends to listen to that little voice, and believe in it. But we're going to teach you how to doubt those negative thoughts when they come. I would like you to watch this video now. It's famous failures, famous people who were told they were failures, but in fact, they turned out to be great examples that we all look up to. Have a look at this.
After being cut from his high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. He wasn't able to speak until he was almost 4 years old, and his teachers said he would never amount to much. Was demoted from her job as a news anchor because she wasn't fit for television. Fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no original ideas. At age 11, he was cut from his team after being diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency, which made him smaller in stature than most kids his age. At 30 years old, he was left devastated and depressed after being unceremoniously removed from the company he started. A teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything and that he should go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. Rejected by Decca Recording Studios, who said, "We don't like their sound. They have no future in show business." His first book was rejected by 27 publishers. His fiancée died, failed in business, had a nervous breakdown, and was defeated in 8 elections.
Very big names, past and present, right? And, you know, they all had doubters, people that doubted them. But look who they became in history and even now. So there is hope because, you know, not everyone has like a silver spoon in their mouth. Not everyone has opportunities that come their way and everything turns out right. They have all had a hard past. But yet, they did not listen to the doubters. They didn't listen to the teachers. They didn't listen to the people that rejected them, that told them that they weren't good, right? The experts that said it wouldn't work out. They persevered. They continued. They didn't listen to the doubters or even the personal doubts in their mind. Maybe you are watching now and maybe you doubt yourself. Maybe you think you're good for nothing. And you know, that statement, good for nothing, that's very strong. That's a very strong statement to say to anyone. Maybe you've heard those words from your parents and you really believe that you are good for nothing. Well, I'm here to say to you, Finding Answers is here to say to you that you are good. You are good enough. You just have to know how to overcome these doubts, how to rid yourself of these self-doubts that have come your way. And I'm going to open up the lines now. If you would like your name in our prayer book, then please give us a call because I'll be praying for you. If you would like to actually bring your comment live on air, if you'd like to talk to me and share any doubts, maybe you have a success story to say. Maybe you had doubts, maybe people told you you wouldn't be good for anything, but you've made a success of your life. And sharing your story live on TV now, maybe you're going to help the doubters out there, the people who do doubt themselves, till now. So the number to call is 0207 686 6300. If you'd like to email me, that email address, as you know, is help@findinganswers.tv. Our guest tonight is someone who doubted herself. When she came to this country, she thought things would go right, but actually things started going wrong. But you're going to hear her story after the break. All right, so join me then. Stay tuned.
Life is made up of moments, some good and some bad, both of which make an impact on our lives in one way or another. Usually, it's the bad experiences that mark our lives in a negative way. Some people develop complexes, others get deeply hurt, withdrawn, traumatized, and some can never get past the pain. It's betrayal, divorce, bad news, testing moments, and the unexpected that can cause wounds to our inner souls. And it's these internal conflicts that can prevent true inner peace. And we all know that if our interior isn't healthy, then this will be reflected on our exterior also. But through faith, God can help you reach the hurt that no one else can, and help us to overcome some of the worst moments life throws at us. If you're looking for internal peace and healing, then come and receive the free bottle of holy oil for internal peace on the 1st of June at a UCKG closest to you. Use the oil and receive the strength to overcome your internal battles. For more information, give us a call on 020 7686 6000 or visit our site uckg.org.
Hi and welcome back to Finding Answers. Now, with me is my guest for tonight, Caroline Maphanga. Hi,
Yes.
how are
Good
you?
evening. Good evening.
That name, where are you from?
South Africa.
South
Johannesburg.
Africa.
Yes.
Johannesburg?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a story to tell tonight, right?
Yes.
And it relates to having the doubts, the self-doubts that you
Yes.
used to have.
Yeah.
Okay, Caroline, please tell us, you were born in South Africa,
Yes.
right? And you came here at what age?
I was about 26
26.
when I was coming here.
And what was your goal in coming over to the UK?
Well, yeah, coming over to UK at first, it was a visit, but also I sort of, when I was here, I decided to convert, then change, continue with my law course, which I was doing at home.
You started your law course in South Africa?
Yes. And I came then, joined one of the universities here, and
Yeah.
I was accepted, of course.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, and I was excited about the opportunity because not everybody actually gets to be just accepted that way. Some people we're not allowed to there to do another course. So in my case, it was not like that. It was just in one go.
Yes.
And of course, the dream is continuing. But yeah, so along the lines, set for my exam, but something happened.
Okay, before you say that, I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
how was life in your 26 years back home in South Africa?
Oh, it was okay, which is why I was able to come this way just to just make holiday.
Yeah.
And then after seeing that, okay, it's okay, the country's good, I can study as well and better myself.
So for a person to actually move from their country to come over here for holiday is one thing, but then to say, I'm going to stay here for the duration of my course and perhaps stay, that's something else. And you're prepared, you're ready to do that.
Yes.
Yeah? So life was okay back home in South Africa.
Yes.
Schooling, things like that. No failing in courses.
Oh, no.
No?
No.
But you started the course here. And then what happened?
Well, yeah, I don't know, because I suppose I just sat for my exam, I know, with determination as well, thinking, yeah, I'm just going to really break through. But somehow it just came negative. It was an attempt to go and sit again. So that came as
So you failed a module or the
a
year?
module.
A module.
So I was to go for the second attempt.
Right.
And so that didn't really go down well in my case, because I don't know what is fail.
Right, exactly.
So at that point, it just went blank, really.
You lost focus.
Yes, I really lost focus because, coming here as well, it was like more like a pride for myself to come, do this, as I said, holiday make, and then make a decision, better myself, go home. So what are they going to think with this fail?
Right. So you're over here, like some people that I've spoken to, maybe there's a big pressure on you to perform well, to do well, right?
Yes.
Maybe coming over to England to study a degree or whatever it is, and you go back home and you're proud. I understand what you're saying, because I remember I was the first in the family to get a degree, and it was like it was a kind of pressure on me as well, right? You want to do well, to not show off, but to impress and say, look, thank you for the hard work that you've put in, but I've made it now. I want to give back. And I assume that was the same for you.
That was the same situation, yeah.
So when you failed that first module, how did you feel?
I really lost it at that point. Suicidal thought was the first thing, because I was
Really?
not prepared to.
Was it that bad?
Oh, it was that bad. I was not prepared because I didn't know how am I going to face them. How am I going to really face? It came as like very heavy to say you fail, you're failure, you're this, you're that. Just that something, and then
But was there pressure from your family back home to actually do well, or did you put that pressure on yourself?
I suppose I put it in myself. It's not necessarily because I was doing well at home as well, studying and that. But for me, having to come all the way, so it was now too much. I think I was embracing too much of my career and all this. It was just too much.
Yeah.
So
So you failed that module. You started having suicidal thoughts.
Oh yes, because I couldn't face that fear. To me, it was too. I really embraced that opportunity because I had this vision to say I really want to break through in life. So that was like no waste.
But didn't you have like the teachers, the lecturers, maybe counsellors at the course on the university to help you?
Well, another thing that was actually adding on into this is that my lecturers were really shocked as well to say we did not
expect.
What went wrong?
Yeah.
Because you were one of those that we were hoping you'll break through.
So those words kind of fueled it more.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
now they assumed as well, I'll make it, and now I haven't made it.
Yes.
But it's not that you failed. It's just one module. You could always retake it.
Yeah, I did not expect that. So I was aiming for the best. Maybe I suppose that's why.
So after, how long those thoughts of ending your life, how long did that go on for?
Well, it carried on because then it sort of had an effect as well when other things added on into my life. It was not just for a short time, started to be in debts. Job also was affected. Most of the things, it's like my life was just all over.
So
I never believed in myself anymore.
You got into debt, you mentioned.
Yes, because of my job as well. I was laid off, immigration problem as well. Everything basically was just coming now.
After that failed module, things
Yes.
started to go badly.
Weak as well myself, so I'll no longer be able to stand
So
my grounds.
you're saying, what happened financially? That you said you got into debt, what happened?
My job, I started, because of my immigration problem that happened there for a short term, I was laid off from work as well, so I was just now into debt. So it was like, I felt like a loser. So more doubts as well to see that, studies, okay, that now, immigration, okay, work as well. So all this dream that you were just drawing, this picture about yourself, it's just absolutely nothing.
Now let's stop there, because you said everything was coming to an end for you. But how long was your course?
My course was a 4 years course.
4 years?
Yes.
And when did you fail the first module?
The first year when I registered.
So we could have thought, hold on a minute, it's the first year. And if I remember my course, the first year of my degree course, which is 4 years, the first year what didn't really count. I don't know if that was the same on your course.
It's the same as well.
It didn't really count as long as you passed. It was like a test. But from the second year, things started to count.
Yes.
Obviously, you must have known that.
I
Did
have
you know
known
that?
that, yes, I was aware.
At the time?
But I suppose, I don't know, just one fail, because it was even one particular, all the others were okay.
Yeah.
I just went blank.
Yeah.
Failure, started doubting myself.
So
I forgot everything.
Tell me now, those thoughts, if you can remember back then, what were these self-doubts that you had about yourself?
To say, I will never make it in life.
In life?
Yes.
So you're looking further afield, further ahead. Instead of looking at that module, you weren't even looking at the year.
No.
You were looking, I'm going to fail in life.
In life, yeah. I was bombarded with those kind of things to say, you're not going to make it anyway. So, look, if you could not make it on this, then...
You're going to fail in everything else.
In everything. So...
And where did that lead to next?
Oh, well, depression as well. Started to sort of hide. I was this person now hiding as well.
Hiding from who?
From people. Didn't want to sort of engage in conversation as well, because in my mind I was just carrying that thing to say, you're not good enough. All
Were
the
you a
doubts
bubbly
and
person, outgoing? And
Oh,
talking to
yes.
everyone?
Yeah.
But now you kind of hid in your shell.
Yes.
You weren't going out anymore.
I was no longer, going out that much, not talking, because I was trapped now in these doubts of myself, which was just caused by one simple...
Now, with your family back home, did you mention any of this to them, or did you keep it a secret?
At some point I did keep it a secret.
How long for?
2 years, when they were just asking me now, you know, it was too much, and I had to literally say this is what happened.
Yes. You also mentioned as well something about your health.
Oh, yes.
You said something about becoming weak?
I did,
happened
anemia
there?
as well. No more eating, because I was not eating properly now at some point, and so I suffered severe anemia.
So because of the worry?
Yes, that also, I could say it went together with that. It was no longer...
So were you on medication because of anemia? What happened?
Yeah, I did discover when I was just now losing my weight and feeling tired, of course, the symptoms. And then after that, it was diagnosed, and I started to get back to normal.
Yeah. How long were you anemic for?
I'd say 2 or 3 years.
Really?
2 to 3 years.
Was that while on your course?
Whilst I was, yes, on the course.
While you were studying. Now, it's interesting because you notice how everything started to go wrong, one after the other. But what started everything off was just one problem, which wasn't really a problem, but just a setback is a better word to use. A setback, a failed module. And then you started to notice that the thoughts started coming. Another thought, oh, I failed this module, my life will be a failure. All those thoughts started bombarding her mind. And then one thing led to the next. Now, maybe you're in a situation. I want you now, if you are thinking that your life is a failure, I want you to step back now. Hold on a minute. Stop what you're thinking, stop what you're doing now, and I want you to think, because Caroline, she didn't think at that time. Only afterwards, when she got help, she realized, you know what? It wasn't so bad after all. Is that right?
Oh, no.
So maybe you are thinking to yourself, I'm a failure. My life is a failure. I'm a bad parent. The business that I started and it's not going so well, maybe I shouldn't go into business. You know, I've been rejected by my partner. I've been rejected by many people. I'm still single. I'll never be happy in life. Hold on a minute. Stop what you're doing and think. This is just a setback. And even if this is the 4th, 5th, 10th time, your life doesn't stop there. There is an answer. There is a way out. No matter what you are going through, there is a way out. It's that doubt. That doubt that initially started from the beginning, that has spiraled out of control. And the chances are you caused, let me repeat that again. You didn't cause it. You allowed it to spiral out of control. That's what you did, Caroline.
Yeah, I
Right?
accommodated doubts
Yes.
too much,
You kept
and it was
hold of
clouding my life. Yeah.
So, the anemia, how long did you have the suicidal thoughts? You mentioned it was 2.
Almost 2 years because of this. I was just, they rather receive a dead body at home, not me explaining. I couldn't break through. That's how, in the mind, yes.
Physically, you'd rather die and go home to your family rather
they
than
can
saying
get the
that you
body.
failed.
Yeah, me, just a dead person, but I don't have to explain myself how.
So, in your mind, looking back now, what do you think? Where could you have gone or improved or changed? What do you think you could have done?
Sorry?
Just looking back now at your life, looking back at what happened. We're going to, in the second part, we're going to explain how you got the help.
Yes.
But now looking back, when you had those thoughts, those negative thoughts,
Yes.
what do you think you could have done differently at that time?
Oh, I think, like you said, it was still only an attempt. I had actually 3 opportunities to sit down for the paper. So I suppose ordinarily, I would have, of course, feel sad about it, step back, but go back, do my work again, go and sit for my paper again.
But do I understand you didn't resit the paper?
I did have, I went to resit because it was an attempt. It was not a total fail as well,
Right.
coming to think about it. So I had opportunity to sit for the paper in just 3-4 months down the line.
Yeah.
So it was not a dead fail. So that's
What did you get
what
in
I'm
the end?
thinking. I did pass. Yeah.
Okay. You did pass that module.
That model.
And you passed the year?
I passed the year to my, yes.
And you did the second year?
Yes.
Did you fail in any of them?
Oh, no.
The third year?
The third year, I'm on my second year as well at the moment. Because
you are.
I
You're
do,
continuing.
But I
Okay.
did, so I was surprised as well.
All
to
right.
say sometimes when you are going through things, your mind sort of blocks and you listen to one word and it sort of spirals and
Yeah.
puts everything in your
Okay.
mind, yeah.
After the break, you're going to hear how Caroline overcame the doubts, what she learnt to do in order to overcome the self-doubts in her mind. Join us after the break. Welcome back to Finding Answers. Now, just want to remind you that the lines are open if you want to give us a call or you want to speak to a team of advisors. If this topic tonight, you can relate to it, you have doubts, you have negative thoughts about yourself, and you like a prayer. Maybe you don't want to come on air live, but you like a personal prayer from someone to help you, a word of advice. Then please give us a call on 0207 686 6300. Okay, Caroline, welcome back.
Thank you.
So, you today are a totally different person.
Oh, yes.
No more self-doubt.
No.
No? Tell us, how did you get the help?
Well, I came to the church because there were people giving out leaflets, and that's how I was invited. And started attending Mondays, particularly as well.
What was happening on Mondays?
Monday, that's where we learn how to, it's all about financial breakthroughs and how to, it's all related to those kind of things.
Were you going through, for example, were you anemic at that time you invited?
Oh, yes.
Were you suicidal?
Yes.
Yeah?
Still, yeah.
Still. So why did you want to go to the Monday meetings first rather than maybe dealing with those things?
Because, it was in relation with, because the Mondays is more of, as I said, the main thing was about the course, all the studies. So this is where they were talking about how to, get up and go from,
So probably the financial side of things was causing you the most
because it was the root of the whole issue. And then, of course, I started coming on Fridays as well.
What did you learn? What was the message? Sometimes people think, I go to church, they have this misconception about church. They think church is that boring sermon where you have an old man preaching, talking, and boring people in the meeting. Was that what the meeting was like?
No. I mean, this one is a seminar, I could say, because you're being taught how to put into practice the things of life itself outside, but based on the script, of course, and how then you can apply it in your life. So it's a I could say business seminar like and service at the same time, but not a boring one.
It was practical information.
Yes.
With examples today, but then you're saying backed by the Bible.
Yes.
There was always something that you could relate to from in the spiritual sense.
In spiritual part where you saw a person picked from the Bible, did this and that, used his faith and stood his ground, and then managed to actually break through. So you relate that to your life as well.
So when you started listening to these messages, can you remember what was the hook? What got you interested, so interested that you decided, you know what, I'm going to stay, I'm going to come back, I'm going to do this, and you started seeing things. What was that hooked you in?
Well, what hooked me is that, first of all, it was identified to say in life you will go through things, but when you go through things, it does not mean it's the end of it. That is when actually you're going through trial. You will come out of it. So then I recognized to say, okay, so what I was going through is not abnormal, but what I need to do though is to apply what I'm being taught then.
So you thought that what you're going through was abnormal. It wasn't, it wasn't natural for everyone to go through it.
To go through, yes.
Right? You thought you were different, there's something wrong with me, probably. But you heard there, it's part of life.
Yes.
Everyone goes through it, right? It's like going through a desert, right? The analogy is going through a desert. No one wants to travel through a desert because there's nothing there, right? There's no water, accessible water anywhere, miles and miles of sand, right? The hot sun, and that's like a trial, a test. You're alone.
Oh, yes.
No one wants to go through a desert. But I take it that the message that got you to understand, you know what, I'm not so bad after all, I'm not a freak of nature, was that everyone has a desert, everyone has a trial or a problem that will strengthen them if they persevere.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's correct.
So you heard that word, and was there like a...
Oh yeah, it was a relief. So that kept me, it was a drive now to say, okay, I can, and I was able to sort of dust off all that, get up and go, keep on coming then on Mondays and on Fridays as well, because
What did you learn on Fridays?
Yeah, on Friday, I mean, spiritual cleansing, I'd say as well, in terms of, you know, all these...
The thoughts.
I needed that kind of help as well. And that helped me, started to regain my confidence, started to see things differently, my health as well, took on board, went to the doctors, you know, started taking all this medication and it was cleared.
Yeah, good. So you learnt or you overcame your self-doubts.
Yes.
Right? My next question is this. How long did it take for you to get rid of all of these things from the moment you walked in?
Okay. It took, it was a process.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took quite some time because I would sort of relapse, but at some point, go with it,
When
and
you
see
say
some changes.
when you say relapsed,
well,
what was it? Were those thoughts trying to come back?
Trying to come back sort of somehow, and then but because because the whole idea is to be faithful as well as you come. Don't miss your chain of prayers there.
Did you have positive examples, people around saying, look, I used to be like this.
Oh, yes.
And now I've beaten it, I've overcome it, this is what I had to do. Did you have people speaking to you and advising you and encouraging you?
The advisors, yes, actually, I had as well a backup of good advisors, the assistants who were always there, making sure that, you know, they're watching over me as well, talking to me. And the testimonies as well themselves, live ones of the members in the church. So
they encouraged
they're
you.
encouraging to say it's possible.
So how long did it take before you saw everything?
Oh.
I know you said it was a process, but...
Yes. Well, eventually, I'd say 2 years, a year after, and then I started to see myself gelling in now, understanding, and then my faith was now strengthening, and bits by bits, I could see changes here, there.
Some people may think, a year before I see a change. Okay, what was the first thing that you saw? How long did that take?
Oh, the first one that I saw, I'd say like a month.
A month?
A month, a few weeks.
What was that?
Yeah, because I started to, like an immigration problem that I had. There was a purpose of faith as well going on as well.
Yeah.
So which I participated in. Within a space of 3 weeks, I'd say I saw results.
Yeah, what
because
did
I
you see?
put into practice. I was, my appeal, because I was going through an appeal, it was granted. So it was through use of faith, the message that was there, I applied. And
so was there a chance you could have been deported or sent back?
Oh yes, there could have been a chance of that. So
and probably if that happened, everything else, right?
Yeah.
All the thoughts would have come back, and I am a failure, and maybe your life could have taken a different turn.
Yes. Yeah.
How is Caroline today?
I'm positive now. Things are getting better. I've got a brighter future as well, and I've grown so much. It's unbelievable.
So no more negative thoughts, suicidal thoughts?
No, I'm more determined. I've got more plans as well, bigger, better than even before.
So you said you're in the second year of your course?
Yes.
You're no more anemia?
Oh, no.
And most importantly, you don't doubt yourself anymore?
No, not anymore.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Caroline.
You.
No, it's important that what she said, she mentioned here, and I reiterate it again, no matter your problems, no matter what you're going through, your life will be full of trials, be full of problems, right? Some people may experience it more than others, but in fact, it's like a desert. A desert shapes you, a desert tests you. And as I said before, if you feel as though you are empty, you feel alone, you feel discouraged, maybe you feel suicidal, then I want you to give us a call and speak to one of our advisors. That number on your screen is 0207 686 6300. Okay, 0207 686 6300. So with me now is Carla with the email of the day. Hi, Carla.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Have you ever had any self-doubts?
Yes, I did.
Yes? Have you overcome them now?
Yes, I
What
have.
was the self-doubts that you had?
Well, it was my confidence. Because when I was young, they said I would never be able to progress. I would never be able to be in a normal school. I would have to be in a special school. I even went to a special school.
Really?
And they said I would never be able to work. I would never be able to read.
A special school, what for?
Because I was slow in learning. Because when I was born without breathing, so I had problem in my brain.
Right.
They said I would never be able to speak, walk properly.
Yeah.
And today I'm here.
Today you're here reading the news on
and
live TV?
That's it. So I didn't let that. I was actually revolted against that and said, I'm not going to special school. I was, but I was noticing that I was progressing. I was there and I was like the most progressive girl there.
Yeah.
Everyone else was delayed and I didn't accept, said, no, I'm gonna go to normal school. And even though she's like, oh no, you won't be able to go. And I did. And they passed me 2 years ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
And
look,
I didn't let that affect me.
there is hope,
Yeah,
right?
there is.
So Carla, email of the day.
Yes, it says, hi, I am 26 years old and I have been with my fiancé since I was 17 years old. We are due to get married in 6 months. I love my fiancé and to be honest, I was so excited about getting married. But now I'm beginning to think I was more excited about the idea of getting married and not the fact that I was going to marry him. How do I tell the difference? Also, I've become extremely close to my co-worker over the last 2 months. Now I'm full of doubts. I'm afraid that my co-worker is clouding my judgment on what I really want. I'm trying to work out my fiancé, and I don't know if he's the right one. Please help me. I'm crying constantly and I'm having sleepless nights. I'm afraid of calling off the wedding. I can't speak to anyone about this. And her name is June.
So June, just quickly now, the idea, you wanted to know about that, you're more worried about, or the idea of getting married rather than actually getting married. Listen, if you are getting married, you want to get married, marriage isn't about, the wedding day, everything up to the wedding day. Marriage is about being with that person for the rest of your life. Now, I assume that you love your fiancé, right? The thing is, if you are doubting because of this setback, remember what I said? There is a desert now. There will be tests now to prove if you are the right person for your fiancé. And probably he's going through that test as well. If you've been single for some time, now there's going to be this amalgamation of both of you forever. And sometimes you're going to get some people coming your way trying to, disrupt your plans of a life happily married with your husband. So to answer your question, if you are having these problems, these doubts, I would say stop, sit down and have a word with your fiancé and really express what you're going through. Talk to one another. Okay, there's no point going into marriage with this doubt, with a heavy weight on your shoulders. Clear everything up first. See. Don't let this setback of this person, this man, showing an interest in you. If you know you love your fiancé and you want to spend the rest of your life together with this person, then don't let that setback, don't let that temptation, whatever's happened between you and your co-worker, don't let that stop you, okay? But as I said, clear it up first and make sure that what you're doing, you're going to be in it for the rest of your life, all right? And I'm going to be praying for you and all the other people who may have called in. And if you are going through any problems, if you're going through any doubts, I'd like you to get your glass of water ready because I'll be praying for you. Caroline is an amazing example of overcoming doubt, overcoming the self-doubt. So I would just like to say that you can make it. So please get your glass of water ready. We're going to go for a break and afterwards we're going to go for the prayer. Before we do, have a look at this video about self-doubt. We'll see you after this.
You may encounter situations where you still haven't got what you wanted in the time that you expected to have it. And then you begin to question yourself. This is doubt. Those moments when you begin to think, why isn't this working yet? Or why hasn't it happened yet? You begin to move away from your desires. When you have negative feelings of fear, worry, or doubt, all you have to do is stop in that moment and change your focus onto what you want. You must do it in that moment and not later. Focus on what you desire only. Do not focus on fear or not getting it. If you believe that something won't work or you doubt it, then you push the things you want away from you. Some people try visualizing and affirming what they want for a moment, but then they spend the rest of the time undoing this reality they've created by worrying, doubting, and focusing not on having what they want, but losing it. Your belief that you can't have what you really want will be created in your life, as all your thoughts and energy goes into what you don't want rather than what you do. So in order to defeat your doubts and the negativity that comes with it, change your focus. Begin to doubt your doubts and shock yourself with your own potential.
Click on to uckg.org for all the latest happenings at the UCKG Help Centre. It's dynamic, interesting and full of content that will add to your daily life. Keep up to date with all the latest info and events up and down the country at a UCKG closest to you. There's something for everyone and you're invited. Check out what we've done previously and update your calendar with what's coming up next. Ladies, especially for you, presenters and authors Nanda Becerra, Esther Becerra, Chris Cardoso and Viviane Freitas share with you advice on becoming a better woman. Read their top tips on health, beauty, love and well-being, all aimed at helping you become the woman you were created to be. And if you're looking for food for the soul and personal development, then check out messages from world-renowned spiritual leader Bishop Macedo, as well as character-building blogs from Bishops Renato and Celso Jr. It's spiritual intelligence for your life. And for all you young guys and girls, why not check out our section dedicated to youth? Real talk, real advice, and a whole lot of fun. Catch cool clips of their shows and listen to the catchiest VYG record track. Want some inspiration? Watch our live transformational videos, recent programs, plus all the promos and coverage of some of our best shows and events.
Hello, very good evening to all of you. This is Finding Answers.
Finding us is easy. Wherever you are in the UK, find the UCKG nearest to you at a click of a button. uckg.org. All you need at your fingertips.
Prepare now for the moment of prayer. If you would like a prayer concerning your spiritual well-being, send your name and prayer request to prayer@findinganswers.tv.
Father, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, I pray, my Father, for people who have called in, placing their names in the prayer book. I pray for June, and I pray for all the viewers who are going through this big problem that everyone, all of us, experience at some point in life. And that is having self-doubts, putting ourselves down, thinking that we are good for nothing, that life isn't worth living because of a setback, because of a number of attempts to change things which didn't work out in our favor. My God, you did not create us to fail. And even though life brings its trials, life does. You don't. Life does. But it's up to us to learn through those setbacks, to walk knowing that you are by our side when we call upon you. That's why every night on this program, we say this prayer. We call upon you for your help, that you be by our side, that you be by this person's side, my God, so that they will not go life, not just this problem, but life on their own. So I ask you, my God, to bless this glass of water and help this person to start doubting the doubts, to start rejecting those thoughts, those ideas, those negative ideas when they come to this person's mind. So in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, I bless their glass of water. And I ask you, my God, renew them, strengthen them, give them, my God, that inner strength to believe. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Drink this water now and be renewed. See yourself different from this moment onwards. In Jesus' name. Okay, I believe that this prayer that we've just said here now is the stepping stone to a different life. You know that cartoon, you know, the idea of the little angel on one shoulder and a little devil on the other? Well, that's true in a sense, because when we have good thoughts, good ideas, it's normally that little angel, the voice of that good person there saying everything's okay. But when we have that doubt, that negative voice, that little devil speaking to us, what should you do? Doubt those doubts. Say the opposite of what's going to happen and agree with the positive things. All right? That's my advice to you. Okay? Join us again tomorrow for another Finding Answers. We'll see you then. God bless you. Bye-bye.